Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Stay lit.
All right, so today we're heading into this snowy kind of magical world of the Canada Lynx,
Oh, cool.
right? I was looking over the article you sent me and, okay, get this, giant snowshoe paws.
Yeah.
Come on, how cool is that? It's like they're practically made for those deep snow drifts.
It's pretty incredible.
It
Is that
is.
those oversized paws, they're like one of the defining things about a lynx, you know?
Well, for sure.
And for good reason. It's not just for looks, you know what I mean?
Right.
Those wide paws, they basically act as natural snowshoes,
Oh, I see.
distributing the lynx's weight so they can just like glide across the snow. Like imagine you're trying to chase a hare through knee-deep powder.
Forget it.
You'd be sunk without those built-in snowshoes.
Oh, absolutely. You'd be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not exactly house cat size.
Yeah.
But they're not like mountain lion huge either.
Right.
They're somewhere in between.
Yeah.
But, okay, what really got me were those black ear tufts, like little cat headphones. I mean,
Yeah.
do those things actually help them hear better?
You're totally right about the tufts, and they probably do help them hear better,
Wow.
allowing them to pick up even the tiniest sounds, like a little snowshoe hare, you know, hiding under the snow. It's like evolution giving them exactly what they need to survive in these really tough environments.
It's amazing. Every detail has a purpose. And speaking of environment, the article talks about the lynx habitat, this dense boreal forest, which, by the way, sounds absolutely beautiful. I'm picturing like snow-covered pines, frozen streams, maybe even a glimpse of the northern lights.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Winter wonderland stuff.
Definitely. It's an amazing landscape.
Yeah.
And the boreal forest, it's so much more than just a pretty place. It's a whole interconnected network of ecosystems, and it just stretches across North America, like all the way from Alaska and Canada down into parts of the U.S.
Wow.
And for the lynx, it gives them everything they need, right? Shelter, hunting grounds, and probably most important, lots of snowshoe hares.
Oh, right. The article mentioned that whole lynx and hare connection,
Yeah.
like a predator-prey dance, where the lynx population goes up and down depending on how many hares there are. So basically, no hares, no lynx.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. They've evolved to specialize in hunting hares, and they've gotten really good at it.
Right.
So when there are lots of hares, lynx do great. They have more kittens and they spread out more. But then when the hare numbers drop, which happens every so often,
Oh.
lynx have a really hard time.
Wow, that's intense. So what happens then? Do they just starve? I mean, they've got to have some backup options, right?
Oh, for sure. While hares are like their favorite food,
Of course.
lynx can adapt. They'll also hunt rodents, grouse, even scavenge if they have to.
Wow.
They've even been known to take down larger prey, like deer fawns if they get the chance.
Wow.
But even with those other options, it's still tough when the hares are scarce.
I bet.
Yeah.
It's amazing, though. This silent, stealthy hunter disappearing into the snowy shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. It's like straight out of a nature documentary.
That's a great way to describe it. They're solitary hunters. They use their sharp senses, those amazing ears and eyes, to stalk their prey super carefully.
Incredible. And that whole solitary thing made me think about, well, how they're different from, say, lions,
Uh-huh.
which are all about those social prides. Are lynx basically the introverts of the cat world?
You know what? I think that's a pretty good analogy.
Right.
Yeah, they're mostly on their own, except during mating season.
Oh, right.
That's when the males and females get together. They use scents and sounds to find each other.
Interesting.
And then after mating, the female raises her litter, usually 1 to 4 kittens, all by herself.
Wow.
She teaches them everything they need to survive in the boreal forest, how to hunt, how to get around. It's a really important year for those little kittens learning from mom before they go off on their own.
Makes sense. So it's a tough life out there for a lynx, especially since they're listed as threatened in the U.S. What are the biggest things causing their decline?
Well, habitat loss is a huge problem. Think about it as we build more things. Logging, roads, houses. It breaks up the lynx's home, which used to be this vast forest,
Right.
and that makes it harder for them to find mates, have their own territories, and hunt successfully.
Wow.
And then you've got climate change, which is messing with the whole balance of the boreal ecosystem.
That's rough.
It changes the snow cover, which impacts the hare population. It's a chain reaction.
That's a lot for them to deal with. So knowing all of this, what can we actually do to help protect these incredible creatures?
It's not all doom and gloom. We can definitely do things. Supporting organizations that are protecting lynx habitat, that's huge. But it also comes down to awareness and making thoughtful choices in our own lives.
Like what?
For instance, supporting sustainable forestry practices, making sure the wood products we use come from responsibly managed forests, things like that can make a real difference.
That's a good reminder. Our actions, even the little ones, can have a big impact.
Absolutely.
So, knowing what we now know about the lynx and everything they're facing, what can we each do, big or small, to help make sure they have a future? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
It was great.
Yeah, this was awesome. Until next time, everybody.
See you then.
Bye.